conclusion. I don't know. It was God's will for him to do this. He was doing God's will so that God could accomplish what he ultimately wanted to accomplish, of establishing his kingdom, not an earthly kingdom to overthrow the Romans, but a heavenly kingdom that would overthrow the real enemy, the king of darkness. That was the plan. Then he left them and went out of the city to Bethany, and he lodged there. The die has been cast. Things are going to start happening. They're going to start happening fast. And within a week's time, everything's turned on its head, leading to Thursday, and then finally Friday and Sunday, the glorious resurrection. Palm Sunday is such an important part of the whole story. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this today. Again, I looked at the Sunday school lesson, and it was the sayings of Jesus, and there is absolutely nothing. Any other Sunday, I would have been very happy to teach that, but I thought, the Lord was just leading me that we really need to hit this today. Yeah. And it's on film. Maybe some people will watch this that don't know a lot about Palm Sunday, but it's a very important piece of the puzzle. The picture of Jesus coming on a donkey to ultimately accomplish God's will. And it was all settled on Friday when he cried out, "It is finished." It's done. It is finished. God's plan had been completed perfectly. Jesus had done precisely what God wanted him to do. And looking a little bit into the Thursday night, there's no way that Jesus as a human wanted to endure what he was about to endure. We as humans don't like suffering. And he was about to suffer more than any other human being had ever suffered. Unbelievable suffering. In fact, he was so tormented, the scripture tells us that he was sweating blood. And there is a medical condition where that does happen. It is very rare. But there are recorded cases in medical history where people get to such a point that the blood vessels beneath the skin begin to leak out through the pores. Because you're at such a point. So it is not just something that happened to Jesus and no one else. Again, it is very rare. It doesn't happen very often. But what settled it on that night, nevertheless, not what I will, but what you will. In my first church, the one that I was at for 17 years, can't believe I was there 17 years. Behind the pulpit, in front of the pulpit was a clock. There's something about churches and clocks in front of the pulpit. I think every church has a clock where the preacher can see it. But behind the pulpit was a large stained glass window with an inset behind it and fluorescent lights. And you would turn the lights on, and you could see Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. It was really moving when you have a nighttime service and it was dark out. There weren't a lot of lights on in the room. You look up there, it's just all lit up. Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. Jesus in Palm Sunday. Next Sunday, we'll look at the resurrection and we'll give praise to God because he is not here. He is risen, as he said. I hope you learned something today. And we're going to use that clip during church?
Yes. And you were ready